Okay, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to do the Beyond the Threshold demo. So here I have a regular picture. I'm going to make it look like this in the end, and then this is the intermediate step. Okay, so you're just going to get your picture, paste it here into Photoshop. I'm working at the size, by the way, that I want my final image to be. For the sampler, you don't need to worry about the size too much, okay? But for your final poster, you do want to make sure it's real poster size, so like 11 by 17, 12 by 18, vertical generally for a poster, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead here to my layers. Remember, if layers, you're not seeing that, you can go ahead and make sure it's checked off. I do have my layers open, okay? But if they weren't open, window, layers. All right, now I'm gonna go ahead and go here to my adjustment layer icon, and I'm gonna choose levels. Continuing with the recording. Okay, so my layers are here and I've done a levels, okay? Nothing's happening yet. I'm actually not gonna use this layer yet. The reason I'm putting the levels here is I'm gonna use it in a little bit, okay? But right now, I'm not gonna change anything on my levels. The next thing I'm gonna go to is the threshold. So I'm gonna, again, hold my little adjustment layer icon. I'm going here to threshold, and boom, you can already see this effect taking place. So it's pretty much like a quick layer. Okay, now I can make some overall adjustments. So what you're gonna do is with this, you're right here, like let's say, you wanted a silhouette, okay, just like a cutout, go all the way this way, but I actually want some more detail, okay? You're gonna use this slider for the overall image, okay? So I feel like overall, this is looking good, but I am losing some details in some area. So this is where my levels is gonna come into play. All right, I've made the overall image look good, and now I'm gonna just focus on some specific areas. Actually, I think here's a little bit better because I'm getting some more detail in the shirt. All right, so I'm liking this area, okay, but I'm kind of losing this whole shoulder here. So this is where I'm gonna go ahead and go back to my levels, and I'm gonna double click to reopen this menu, and now I'm going to ignore the overall picture and just look at certain areas that I want to fix. So like I want to fix right here and see if I can maybe bring some of this back. So I'm going to use my levels now. And okay, it looks like if I do my slider over here, that some of these areas are coming in a little bit better. Now, some of the other areas might be getting too dark. So I'm going to get rid of this layer by hitting Control-I. Okay, I'm basically hiding that change. Over here, I'm on the layer mask. I hit Control-I to invert that. You could also say Edit Fill Black, but Control-I is even easier. And now I'm going to use my B brush, my white paintbrush, and I'm going to paint that change back in. Okay, so I feel like I liked that on the shirt here. Was that better over here? I don't know. I think it was really just that one area of the shirt. Okay. All right, I'm gonna see now if I can get like some of this guy's head, right? I'm missing his head. So I'm gonna open a new levels. I'm again underneath the threshold layer, and you can see right now that was just impacting parts of the image. If there's any parts that don't look good, like I actually don't like how dark his eye got, I'm actually gonna go back to this mask, swap that with the black, and you know what? I don't actually want that on his eye. I didn't like how that was blocking up. Okay, I'm gonna go add another levels. Okay, and this time I'm gonna try and get like the top of his head back. Let's see if I can. Okay, there we go. And again, I'm ignoring, like this side of his face is getting way too dark, but I like that now I can at least see the outline of his head. So I'm going to Control-I to invert it. And then I'm gonna use my B brush, white brush, and just paint back just the areas I want. So like that area was getting lost and I'm bringing it back. Okay, let's see this area. I don't know, that might be getting too dark, but I actually do like it on the arm. So I'm gonna go back and maybe I just want just the outline there. So I'm just going back with white and black and kind of refining to get more of the image to appear. So maybe like just this edge here. Okay, and you just want it, this does not need to be perfect, right? This has like definitely a stamped kind of different look, but you don't want to be missing massive parts of your image. Okay, and that's looking pretty good. What's happening here? This is his hand. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to do a new levels to get his hand back. So again, I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to levels, and let's see if I can get that hand back. Do I go this way, that way? Oh, it looks like I need to go the right in order to get his hand. And again, I'm ignoring the rest of the picture. Control-I, and now white paintbrush to just bring that back, okay? so on and so forth. Okay, if you wanted to get the pattern on his shirt, you could do another one. And again, you know, you decide how much you want to get back, how much detail. Okay, again, I'm ignoring the rest of the picture. I'm just looking at his shirt. I like how that looks. Control I. Now I'm just going to paint it just on his shirt here. Great, to get some of that pattern back. Okay, once I'm happy with it, I'm going to make a composite layer because right now it looks a little bit like real kind of gritty and pixelated. So it doesn't look gritty like a stamp or a screen print. It looks just kind of pixelated and a little bit too digital. So I'm going to do Shift Control Alt E. And what's that doing? It's creating a composite layer. Shift Control Alt E. Shift Control Alt E. So that's like everything. And I have to be on the top of the layer stack to do that. Let me go back. And it's Shift Control Alt E. Okay? It hasn't changed anything. All it's done is made a composite layer for me. Okay? And now I'm going to say Filter, Blur, Gaussian Blur, and I'm going to give it just a little bit of blur. Okay? I'm not blurring it that much. That's way too much. I just want to give it like enough, maybe like around a pixel or less. Okay? So maybe 1 pixel. I don't want it to actually look blurry. I just want those pixels to kind of disappear. So maybe like a 0.7 of a pixel. 0.7. Let's see. Oh, that's 7. I need to say 0.7. There we go. And I'm happy with it. So I'm going to hit OK. All right. And let me just see if I can, on a snapshot, show you what it looked like before and after. Let me zoom in. Let me zoom in a little bit here so you can see what the blur is doing. So this is before the blur, and then this is after the blur. You guys see that? Before the blur, after the blur. Okay, it's just like a little bit too digital here, a little bit too harsh. Okay, it's real subtle, the blur. All right, and then last step is to give it some color. You can either open adjustment layer and do solid color, choose a color, and then I would change my normal mode to, go through, do a blend mode, right? See what there is, linear light, darker color, overlay, oops, not one of those, hard light, linear light, so on and so forth, okay? So you do something like that, or, you know, just a variety of different looks. Okay, lighten does this. Okay, go through and just kind of see. So that's one option. Another option is, I'm going to turn this off. You could do a gradient map. So gradient map, okay, and then right now the default is black and white, so nothing changed. So I actually need to choose a gradient. There's some built-in ones, and remember, you can also make your own gradients. But, you know, see what there is, the built-in ones, see if there's something that looks cool. Okay, that looks cool. I like those colors, but they're reversed, right? I feel like this is not looking how it should. So I'm going to just click this little reverse button, and then there we go. Okay? And again, if you decide, nope, I don't like that actually, I can double click on my gradient, and I can choose a different one. Okay, and then you can also make your own gradients too. Don't forget about that. Okay, I'm going to unreverse this one. Okay, I don't like that color combo. I think this needs to be darker. Okay, so don't forget, you can always modify these things yourself. Okay, and that's it for the threshold. I'll post this for you.